Hey, how's it going? Do you remember when we used to leave the house and do our hair? Because I'm having a really hard time remembering those times. But as I make a video every day for December and I see myself on camera, like editing myself, I'm like, wow, my hair's been up a lot. And then right after that, I think, but I don't leave my house, so what does it matter? Today's video is going to be the final installment of 2020 of our financial goals. If you are new to my channel, for the past several years, I have been sharing annual financial goals, house payoff progress. I think I have a playlist of those down below if you're interested in checking them out. If you've already seen my previous 2020 financial goals videos or the start of the year or whatever, you could probably skip the first part of this video as I kind of review some of the things that we did earlier this year. But in this video, I'm going to show you how far we have come on our house payoff in 2020, because everything else that I had planned on, cross-country trip to New York, cruise for my family, all of those went to the wayside. So didn't do all the traveling I thought I was going to, had some extra cashola because of it. So what better time than to pay off my house than now? Let's jump into the spreadsheets right now. And if you haven't liked the video yet, I think it's a great time as I transition onto the computer. Just give the thumbs up button a little tap, tap, tap-a-roo. We are here. Hopefully you can hear me okay, and hopefully the clip of me doesn't move too much. But I'm sitting on my bed because my mom is taking a nap out on my couch right now. Quick review of 2020. So we have the road trip summer vacation canceled. Cruise canceled. Camper canceled. 2020's been fun, hasn't it? Let's go over the things we did do. We did back to school is a check. A dresser for Andrew actually moved into the captain's beds. So if you haven't seen that video, go check out my home renovation or home update playlist. We're doing lots of stuff to our house right now. We did get the new bike rack. Yes, I got a mountain bike for mountain bike team, which all the races ended up being canceled, although we did practices with masks and no carpooling, and there were a lot of rules there. 401k, we actually ended up bumping our 401k. Oh, when I say we, I mean Dave's 401k at his work to fully fund it for the year up to the government limit, which is the first time we've ever been able to do that ever in our entire marriage or entire life, I guess you could say. The FSA is easy because we do that at the beginning of the year. Like I already set up next year's FSA, and then we use it every year mostly because of my kids' braces. So I break the braces into 2 years. So I'll pay half. So for Andrew, I paid half of Andrew's this January with that amount. And then next year I'll pay the other half using this account. So it's basically, for those that don't have one or aren't familiar, it's basically a tax sheltered medical debit card. It pulls from your paycheck before it's taxed and preloads a debit card basically. And then you can use your debit card for medical expenses, dentist, orthodontist, surgeries, any medical expenses that you have. And it's capped pretty low. It's not a high dollar amount. It has been very helpful in paying for braces. Dave's and my and Dave's, I don't know, IRAs early in 2020. That viral video definitely helped us load those up for the year. We have done several donations throughout the year. I don't share a lot of those. We did the passports for the kids. We turned them in October. So it's been about 8 weeks now, and they said it would be 10 to 12. So I don't have them back yet, but it was right about $550 to do all 4 kids. I have been working on the investment fund, but I didn't end up putting that much in it. Let's do the fun part. I'll flip my face over here. House payoff. Now, I messed this up. I don't know what in the world I did, but you guys were kind enough to show me my formula mess up. Let me show it to you real quick. I went from like 105 right here to 103 right here. What the heck? What am I even doing? I don't know. I don't know why or how I did that, but what I do know is that when I started with this number, that was correct. So I don't know how I clearly I messed it up. I don't know what I did in there or why, but right now, this number right here is mostly correct. So I'm going to actually go log in right now and see what my balance is before I make December's payment, which I am going to do in this moment right now, and we will see where we end up. Here I am on my bank's or my mortgage owner website. This is my regular payment every month. If I just paid the minimum, it would be $1,038. And that's for a 15-year mortgage at like 3%. Let's go ahead and choose December 23rd. Dave gets paid the second time of the month on December 23rd, so I'm going to have it come out that day. Here is my payment amount. So I have my $1,038. I'm going to add an additional principal, which I think is this what I'm doing? That does not look right. Okay, I have not been doing that much. I think I did that only 1 month, the extra. I think I'm doing this. Yeah, so my payment for the month is $3,000. So it's an extra almost $2,000. So this amount, $2697.81 is what goes to principal, and then the rest of that goes to insurance. Not insurance, goes to interest for the loan. And I am left at the end of 2020, $91,803 left on my mortgage. So the real kicker is, do I leave my payment the same for all of 2021, and what happens? Every time you make a payment, the interest that you owe goes down a little bit. So the amount that goes to principal goes up a little bit. So I just calculated out what it is probably going to do for January, and it's $2735.81-ish. So if I copy that down all the way through 2021, all the way through December, it changes it a little bit, not a ton, but it is an extra, I don't know, not quite $50 a month extra that's going there. And that number does change by a couple of dollars every month, but I'm just getting a guesstimate here. So if I start January with just under $92,000 owed, and I leave my payment the same all year, by December of 2021, in one more year, I'll go from like basically $92,000 owed to $58,000 owed. Wow, that's amazing. That takes me down about $33,800 or so if I don't do anything special, if I just leave it like that. And Haley graduates. Hold up, I got to think about that. So Haley graduates here. Oh my gosh, what is the matter with me? Graduates. And of course, like, this number will be higher. We will have the house basically paid off when Haley graduates. That's the goal. Because once you're down to, I don't know, $10,000, you could probably just take money out of your emergency fund, throw it at it, and you're finished. So we've got 2021, 2022, and part of 2023. So I'm about 2.5 years away from paying off our house if I stay on the same trajectory. I feel like that's pretty good. People don't get too excited for you when you're like, I'm going to pay off my house. And they're like, that doesn't sound fun. It's important to recognize the effort that goes into something that people don't see. For example, when you watch the Olympics and you see these amazing Olympic athletes perform at these high levels, you're thinking, wow, they are so gifted, they are so lucky, they have these sponsorships and they're making money and they're getting gold medals. But what you don't see is the 4 previous years of blood, sweat, and tears, and all of the work that goes into that final moment. So when I share these financial update things, I'm trying to show you the progress of like month to month, not going out to eat, not going to this movie, not buying these things, so I can do this stuff instead, things that are higher priority. So you can kind of see the process. Way back when Dave and I were living on basically $1,000 a month in order to save half of our income to buy our first house, nobody got to see that because there was no YouTube or social media or anything like that. But it's important to recognize that there was a ton of effort that has gone on behind the scenes for 15 years before I've gotten to this point. So if you're at the beginning of your journey, I don't want you to feel like you can't make it. My goal is to show you what can happen with 15 years of work and effort and paying attention to your finances. I'm pretty happy with how we've done in 2020. I hope you guys are accomplishing your financial goals as well. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.